Jags Nation. This is the Action Sports Jags postgame show.
Oh my gosh! The Jaguars have won a football game on the road for the first time in 9 tries. They take down the Titans. You just watched it. It was a thriller. 10-6 your final score. Come on, admit it. You were on the edge of your seats watching that one, weren't you? Hey, everybody, Hicken here, ready to do the postgame show. We're going to have all the postgame reaction and the happy recap about the Jags' victory today to get to 3-9 in a game that was just chock full of excitement and thrillingness as we watched our team battle the hated Titans and in the end get a key fourth quarter touchdown. Never say die. Down the whole way. They take the lead in the fourth quarter when they were down 6-3, punch one into the end zone, and then let that defense work. Let that defense eat. And the Jags, oh, goodness, I'm sorry. We got to be pumped up about something. It was an awful game. Awful game. Lowest scoring game. Lowest scoring half in the NFL this year. 3-0 at the half. Oh, it was a snooze fest. 293 total yards to 272. Couple turnovers by the Jags. Better on third down, 6 of 13. That wasn't so bad, right? A very even type game. Listen, it is what it is. I guess you take the victory and you go from there. We did say the schedule was going to get easier. We just didn't know how easier. I didn't know how bad the Titans are. They've got Tony Pollard, and that's about it. Calvin Ridley's, okay. The Jags found ways to get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. in the second half after he was goosed in the first half. That was a huge positive. So I like that. They finally just force-fed him. They just said, all right, just turn around after 5 yards. We'll throw you the football. And they did it 4 times in a row. So Brian Thomas Jr. ended up with 8 catches, all in the second half for 86 yards. They used ETN out of the backfield. Listen, Mac Jones can't throw the ball down the field. So we got to do check down Charlies, and that's what we did a lot of, and it worked. 4 for 50 for ETN, who had a nice one, his longest reception of the year. Remember back in August when we said they told us, man, they're going to use ETN out of the backfield this year, and everybody got excited because that's what he's good at. Yeah. Evan Ingram had 4 for 33, typical Evan Ingram game. So, look, you're not going to have a lot of offensive numbers in a 10-6 football game, but you got to win. I got to win. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. It doesn't matter. There are no playoffs. I don't know what you're building on. I guess, trying to see some of the young guys, get some answers about some of the young guys. I didn't get a lot of good answers about the young guys, except Brian Thomas Jr., Parker Washington was invisible today. I think he had 1 catch maybe. So that wasn't good. I didn't like that. Cole Van Lannon, shout out to the offensive line. They did protect Mac Jones pretty well today, I thought. Can't run the ball, though. Can't run the ball. But it is a win. Brent Martineau on the field. After wins on the road, we get a player immediately. It hasn't happened in more than a year. But here's Brent and Jarrian Jones.
The Jaguars get a win, and all smiles here from the rookie Jarrian Jones. Had a big game, a sack, a bunch of breakups. What's it like to finally get a W? It's been a while.
We need it. When adversity strikes, as a team, you got to find a way to come out and win. And, I love my brothers and the guys I get to do it with. We gave our best when our best was needed.
You look like you were all over the place today. Did you feel like it?
I was just having fun. I'm happy that my coaches and everybody trust me to be able to get the job done, So, everything goes to them.
And you get to come in on a sack, too. You love it when they make that call. What are you thinking?
Oh, yeah, I love the blitz. That's my favorite thing to do. So when he called it, I just had to capitalize.
Hey, can you build some momentum now toward the end of the year and this rookie season with a couple more dubs?
Of course. We just got to take it week by week. Just try to go 1-0 every week.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Jarrian Jones, the rookie, had a nice game here, and the Jags get to celebrate a little bit. Let's show them with Marcel. We haven't had this feeling in Jacksonville in quite some time. So good for Jarrian, good for the folks that came out here to Nashville, Tennessee, and get to put a smile on their face for the first time in a long time. We'll send it back to you guys.
God bless them. Good fans. Waiting, Doug Pederson. That should be fun. And Mac Jones, who will also go to the podium. Mac Jones had an okay game today, threw 2 picks and no touchdowns, but He was okay. He's a backup quarterback, and that's what you're going to have the rest of the way. So they did enough. The defense played well, I'll say the defense played well. It's Tennessee, so I got one news flash for you after watching this game. Will Levis ain't it. I don't know what the Titans, maybe they're finding that out. Maybe they just want to play him the rest of the way. Not impressed whatsoever with Will Levis. Doesn't push the ball down the field. 19 to 32. They got the ball at the 40-yard line with a minute to go and one timeout, and he missed 4 straight passes. I mean, that's hard to do in the NFL, man. It was a bad football game. Listen, I can't sugarcoat it, man. You guys watched it. We all sat there on Twitter and talked about it. We're gonna show some optimism in terms of getting a victory, I guess. That's fine. But they're 2 bad teams. And right now they're both, 3-10? And they're 3-10. So they move ahead of us because we beat them. So they got a higher draft pick now, which is good or bad. It doesn't matter. What matters is who's picking the draft picks, right? So it doesn't matter where we pick, as long as we end up in the top 5, which we in all likelihood would. Look, our roster is way better than theirs. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. Our roster is way better than theirs. And their defense gave up 10 points today. Our defense only gave up 6, but their offense is not good. Like I said, Tony Pollard, and that's it. They came out running the football. They ran it 5-6 times in a row with Tony Pollard for like 35 yards, got in field goal position, kicked a field goal, took a 3-0 lead. I tell you the mistake, NFL coaches are dumb. They are dumb. I'm going to keep telling you guys this. They'll learn. It'll go full cycle. It'll turn around again. It'll go full circle. But this guy, Callahan up there in Tennessee, they had Mike Vrabel, and he left, and they brought in this Callahan cat. Not a good move. Not a good trade-off. Give me Mike Vrabel any day of the week. So this Callahan guy, they go on again, know who you are is part of the deal of being an NFL head coach. Know who you are. And they're not good, and they struggle to find points. Go tell everybody, go hide behind your analytics. We do it down here too. Shoot, Dan Campbell does it in Detroit. It's going to cost them too. You know who doesn't do it? Andy Reid. You know what Andy Reid does? Here we go. Yeah, we out of the cellar. We out. Yeah, that's right. We in third now. Yeah, you know who doesn't do it? Andy Reid. You know what Andy Reid has? Rings. You know why? Because he's smart. He says, 3 points are important. I'll take 3 points. These coaches, man, you guys, they all hide behind those analytics. They all hide behind them. Well, analytics told me, because they don't want to get criticized. But they're dumb. I'm sorry. They're dumb. And that was dumb. You got to get points. You just had a great drive, and you got nothing to show for it. And you don't have a good enough play call, and you don't have good enough execution from your offense to score the touchdown. And quite frankly, towards the end of the game, Tennessee dropped a touchdown pass on a 4th down when they got down there again. And that seemingly cinched it, but then, of course, the Jags, in their infinite wisdom, ran 3 straight up the middle and punted the ball back, giving Tennessee one more chance. They decided to let their defense try to win it versus let their offense screw it up. So, listen, give them a win. Let's take the win. Let's get out of Dodge with a victory. Where's the schedule? We got the schedule up. We popped that up, Liv. We got, what now, 4 games left? That's a good sign. That's good news. It's good to have only 4 instead of 5. That's one step closer to the season of horror being over. And we won in Tennessee, which we very rarely do. And I think it was the 60th time we've played the Titans more than any other team. They're a rival of ours. So, again, good to win a game. Good to win a football game for the Jags. It's been a while, right? 5 games, 5-game losing streak. So, and now they're, 4-15 in their last 19. Here it is. All right, so what do we got? We'll put the big W up. Oh, Aaron Rodgers comes to town next Sunday, and the New York Jets are in a dogfight right now with Miami. Then we go to Vegas around Christmas, come home and see that horrible Titans team, and then wrap with the Colts. Look, quite frankly, you know what? The Jags could win these games. This is a bad team. This is a bad team. I don't think the Jets are quite as bad as the Titans. Raiders are no good either. Raiders not very good either. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what we got here. 3:40 to go. Miami and the Jets tied at 23. Aaron Rodgers for no gain. No, I got about 4 yards. Anyway, so that's what we have. We have a 3-10 football team. We couldn't run the ball again today. That's one of the negatives. We could not run the ball. The short passes were eventually taken away. There you see it. Tank Bigsby ended up 18 for 55. ETN only got 4 totes for 20 yards. Is that right? He had 4 for 20? Are you sure? Sure didn't seem like 4 for 20. All right, 4 for 20. So we ended up with 75 rushing yards. Not a lot on 22 carries. That's not much, but it is what it is. We're not a good running team at all. Our offensive line, though, does pass protect fairly well. We've got to get more physical up front. We need more physical guys. And I don't know, you've got Walker Little. Anton Harrison didn't play, so we'll give Cole Van Lanen some credit today. Cole Van Lanen, first career start. Clap it up. Good job, Cole Van Lanen. He played pretty well because we didn't notice him being a detriment. Like I said, we went short passing. It's not like we threw the ball down the field. And so it made it a little harder for the Titans to get them. Mac Jones took one shot down there on the goal line, though. That one hurt. That one hurt. And we ended up kicking the field goal there. If we hadn't kicked the field goal, I don't know if Doug would have went for it or not. Would have been interesting to see. So, again, I'll talk good about the defense. Jarrian Jones had a sack, and Josh Hines-Allen had a sack on the last play of the first half, and that was it today. So not a ton of pressure, but bent a little bit, but didn't break. I mean, you gave up 6 points. So, again, let's give the defense credit. I thought they did fairly well in the effort. Well, listen, compared to how they've been, listen, the Jags are the only defense in the NFL that gives up more than 400 yards a game. It was like, what was it, like 293, Liv? It wasn't that much. So let's credit the Jaguars defense today for 272 is a lot less than over 400 yards per game. So there you see it again. 272 yards, that's a good day's work. So congrats to the Jags. Again, I feel like that it was just not a great game. Not a great game. But we'll take it. We'll take it, man. We'll take the win. Let's, see if we can build off of that. Jets just converted a third down. So they have a first down at their own 40, 2.5 to go. They want to just get in the field goal range, get a field goal, and get out of there. And if they beat the Dolphins today, the Dolphins are dead because they would go to 5-8. That would be a death blow. Tampa Bay beat Las Vegas 28-13. Minnesota is peppering Atlanta. Take that, Marcel. 42-21. Philadelphia. Carolina's shown some fight at 3-10. They only lost to Philly by 6. The Giants are trying to hang in there with New Orleans. Two bad teams, 14-11. And the Steelers, with 3.5 minutes to go, have a 27-14 lead on the Cleveland Browns. So there you have some of the scores in the National Football League. Here's Doug Pederson.
Back in the win column. It's been a while. Hats off to the players. Battled their tails off. Defense, I thought, all day kept us in the football game. Came up big with some PBUs, and obviously they're at the end. And offense, we got slow start, but we gained momentum as the game went on, and proud of the guys for 10 points in the fourth quarter, and obviously finishing the game that way. So hats off to those guys. They battled their tails off, and you can see all of my excitement right here.
Could you talk a little bit about just the reaction in the locker room to finally get the W?
It's excited. It's sort of a relief, right? It's the excitement. It's the joy of the work that you put in, and you're finally rewarded, right, for a win, and again, just so happy for the players, the coaches, just hanging in there, battling their tails off, in Tennessee, listen, it's a good football team too. I mean, they do some really good things, and just excited and happy for our guys.
Could you also just talk a little bit about the defense and the way they just kind of kept you in it, and especially Jarrian Jones, 2 pass breakups and getting the sack on blitz?
Yeah, I thought in Jarrian's case, just played really well down the stretch here in this game. And you talk about the couple of pass breakups, and that sack was a thing of beauty. How he had bend and get around that edge and get Will Levis on the ground. So I thought he did a really good job. And he just continues to get better each week. He works extremely hard. So a lot of good things about Jarrian.
It took a while, but finally got Brian Thomas going there in the third quarter and the fourth, and that seemed when the offense sort of seemed to come alive, right?
Yeah, we tried earlier in the game to do some things that way. Tennessee took a couple of those options, away, and we just, we didn't get into a rhythm. But, it's what we got to do, right? We got to get Brian involved, and he's such a dynamic, young, first-year receiver that is he's a great player. I mean, he's a great player. He's going to be a really good player in this league. And for he and Mac to make that play, it's kind of a broken play, scramble, that really got us down there. And just I think that was we scored the touchdown on that drive. Just great awareness by those two. But BT is just a solid player that continues to improve each week.
What did you see out of Mac Jones today? Getting the start, just kind of weathering all that storm, getting the fourth quarter and sustaining.
That's one thing about Mac. I mean, he just sticks to it. He grinds it out, and he's right there with all the guys. And the way he led our team, and really there was no panic, right? Nobody pointing the finger or anything. It's just we just had to tighten some things up and make a few subtle adjustments, and for him to lead us down there and get those 10 points, I thought. And then we had an opportunity before half too. With a 2-minute drive before half, we were in a position. I think we had a penalty and a sack there, knocked us out of field goal range. But he did some good things today, and things that we can continue to build on.
How impressive was Travon's tackle there on the first goal line stand? It looked like a pretty good hold there on 2nd and goal from like the 2, and he just absolutely made a fantastic tackle there.
Yeah, that's Travon. I thought today, guys like Travon, Jarrian, Mac, the guys we're talking about, BT, Tank, I mean, all these guys, every one of them. But, it's just the consistency of just continuing to do their job and ask what we've asked them to do. And in that particular play, Travon just did an outstanding job, just making a play. And then, obviously the 4th and goal, and late in the game to, come up empty there. Hats off to the defense for just the execution.
Could you talk a little bit about how you must think Mac must feel getting his first win for his hometown team?
I think you have to ask him, but I know he's going to be excited. I'm excited for him, to really lead our football team, and now he knows too, moving forward, that he can, he's going to be out there. He's going to be the guy, and the second half of last week to this week, just some things that we can continue to build and he can build upon. But excited for him, obviously getting that first win.
What was Anton's issue?
Illness.
Last night.
A little bit last night, and then all day this morning when he woke up. So it just wasn't. Sick, illness.
Cold in his place.
You know what I thought for someone that woke up thinking he was going to be a backup to starting. I thought he played really well today. We'll take a look at the tape, obviously, make some corrections, but I thought he played physical. He played good for being a backup to a starter within a matter of hours.
I know you talked about it before, but lose Trevor for pretty much the rest of the season last week, playing on the road, a disappointing season. Was there any part of you that was wondering how they would respond? in a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're always wondering how they're going to respond. But look, I've been around these guys all season, and sure, I may not know. Nobody knows the outcome of a game, right? Until you play the game. But I know how these guys prepare during the week. I know how they work during the week, and so that's what gives you the hope that, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to get the job done, right? And we're going to play well to do it, whatever it takes. And listen, when you're playing Tennessee, it's never an easy game. I mean, it's a game that's always tough. It's physical. It's a battle, and I'm just so happy for the players and for the work that they've put in to finally get rewarded.
There he is. That's Doug Pederson. I think he said during that press conference, we all know Tennessee is a good football team. I'll have to play that back for sure, but maybe he was talking about the Vols. I don't know. I kid because I care. Listen, again, take the win and enjoy it. It's been a long road. The NFL is a results-oriented business. It's all about winning football games. It'd be a lot better if the Jags were, 10-2 going up there instead of 2-10 and won an ugly game like that, 10-6. But nonetheless, we'll take it. It's been a while. It's been a while since the Jags have tasted victory. So they get the victory. Doug Pederson talked about Mac Jones. We'll wait on him now. We'll get some words from him, see what he thinks about getting a victory. We have some other players. I think Brent's accumulating some guys in the locker room right now. Liv, you want to take a quick break and then we'll come back with some players? It won't be long. Is Mac coming right now? All right, flash up the numbers again on Mac Jones and Will Levis today as we await Mac Jones, and we'll see what he has for us. He was 23 of 31 for 220 yards. Picks got a couple bad picks that you can't have, but he did what he's supposed to be. He's efficient. He's an efficient quarterback is what Mac Jones is. He's an efficient guy. He's smart, knows how to run the offense. He's pretty accurate if you can get guys open, and that's what he did. And he did it fairly well today. Brian Thomas Jr. out of nowhere had no catches in the first half, and it was not looking good. And then they just force-fed him the football, and that's what they need to do, man. I mean, that's got the offense going. Look, again, they scored 10 points. Let's not do cartwheels here. That's what Pederson and Taylor's offense brought us today, 10 points. Tennessee does have a good defense. They had 3 guys missing, 3 starters missing today. But nonetheless, it was they were able to score in the fourth quarter, and they had to, or they were going to lose again. So, and then their defense made the plays. Normally they don't make the plays when they absolutely have to. Today they made the plays, which was big. We've watched that defense all year have great games, and then when it comes down to it and they have to make the play, what happens? They don't make the play. So today they were able to. Again, Tennessee had chances. They had chances inside the red zone. Jacksonville turned them away. They had a chance at the end of the game. Jacksonville turned them away. So that was some positives. Again, young guys play out. Mason Smith I saw make a tackle today. I don't know what to tell you. I think this roster is better than the record. I don't think the roster is great. I said at the beginning of the year I didn't think they had done enough to surround Trevor Lawrence with the kind of people that he needed to be surrounded with. But with that said, it's better than 3-10, okay? So why haven't they won more football? They've lost a lot. I feel like they're kind of a finesse, soft football team, and they don't play. But today was a little bit different. Today they bowed up and they took care of business, and they beat the Tennessee Titans on the road, and that can never be taken for granted. We don't like Tennessee. We've played them 60 times. I think we've beaten them now maybe 26 times. I think 26 or 27. And I think they've beaten us a few more times than that. I think they're around 35. So they beat us in the most important game ever in the 1999 AFC Championship game. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, let's listen to Brian Thomas Jr. He talked with Brent just a couple minutes ago.
Well, how nice is it to get one?
It feels great to finally get one. It's just a great feeling to finally get a win.
You guys have turned it up a little bit in the fourth quarter the last couple of weeks. Did you feel like you got into a rhythm? here today in that last quarter?
Yeah, I feel like we were able to finally sustain a drive, get something going, and that's all it takes for us, just sustain a drive. I feel like when we sustain drives, and we have good things that come to us.
How tough was it because of the field position? Yeah. Most of the first 3 quarters, you guys were starting deep in your own end.
I mean, we just got to execute on the little things. We'll get the field position is whatever. I mean, you just got to come out and execute on the little things and just do what you're supposed to do. Just go out there and do your 111.
I think it was a big third down play, max out of the pocket, you get free. What happened on that play?
Which one?
Down the sideline and the third down.
So I had like a little flat route, and the DN kind of like lost me, so I kind of like slipped behind him, and Max teaming threw a good ball, and I was able to convert the first.
Those kind of plays you guys been missing, those big moments, and you make one.
Yeah, for sure. Coach had been just saying that the whole week. We're just gonna get one of those plays, and just gotta be ready for it when it comes, and it came, and I was ready.
What's it like when you get in a rhythm individually? I think you went like 18 plays and had 8 catches.
Yeah, just gets us like going, just gets everybody going.
All right, let's go to Mac Jones right now.
Satisfaction you get from a play that works exactly as scripted, or a play that breaks down and you end up making something out of it.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that play and the throw to Brian?
Yeah, I think it was just a great job by him. We talked about it in scramble rules and stuff, and I kind of got stuck on one of my reads and had to evade. Really, it was a good pocket, so I could have just stood in there and threw it, but I kind of made it harder than it needed to be. But it was a great job of him just catching it, and he had another explosive play before that on the deep crosser. So it was really just had to get him going, and I appreciate him for staying patient. Sometimes, I definitely feel like I could have got him the ball earlier to get him going, just a couple touches, and he was definitely open, so I'm sure I'll watch it and see that.
But you said you made it harder than you needed to be, but you did get out of it on the left side.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what created.
For sure, yeah. I have to watch it. I just kind of speak off instinct, and it's definitely something I've worked on, so I'm going to continue to grow in that area. And at the end of the day, like I said, our defense gave us a chance to be in that position, and at the end of the day, our best player made a good play.
You get thrust into this position here, obviously from an unfortunate incident with Trevor.
Yeah.
But this is a start, your team, right? So
yeah.
Everything that's happened to you before in your NFL career.
For sure.
How does this like weigh on you? Is it a release? Is it
I mean, I know it's really hard to win in the NFL, and I've learned that the hard way. And I've always, followed that mantra of just a win's a win, and you can play really well and lose, and play not so good and win. And it just takes that 1 or 2 plays each game. So I told the young guys that's the learning lesson here, and I feel like we played with a little bit more swag today. And I know we're going to continue to do that. Offense, defense, and special teams. We're not going to be scared. So we just got to keep that going.
Thomas with a career high targets, 11, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Was there an intention to get him involved?
Yeah, I think just as the game went on, he did a good job getting open. He was open all game, but I just kind of have to give him the ball earlier and let him settle in. As a rookie, I've been there. You want to get some catches, get going, feeling good, and all the other guys too. Like they're making plays and running backs and Tank on that touchdown and stuff. So we just got to find a way to be a little bit more consistent. But like I said, we didn't roll over and quit this time, and that's important.
First half, obviously. How did you guys not?
Yeah.
I guess let that affect you.
Yeah, for sure. Great question. I mean, I've been there a lot of times, and I've played not so great in the first half and kind of let it affect the next half. And I told the guys and I told myself that I'm not letting that happen today. And we kind of just went out there and responded, and it all comes down to communication. I think sometimes, you're not talking with the guys if stuff's not going good. You just got to keep pushing and play each play, one play at a time. And they definitely responded. So I definitely got to watch it and get better. But at the end of the day, that's the NFL.
You went to Brian on 3 straight plays on the right side.
Yeah.
2 sideline, and the other time where he went in motion.
For sure.
To the right side. I mean, is that just an example of why he is the best player? Because you don't usually go to the same guy 3 straight times.
For sure. Yeah, and they were doing, as always, the defense is going to do things to take him away. But he still found a way to get open, and we had time with the offensive line. I thought they did a great job. I don't think maybe it was 1 sack. I don't know, but something like that. So that's really good. As a quarterback, you feel good back there against a really good defense, a well-coached defense that will play again here soon.
Could you talk a little bit about, whether it's relief or just feeling like you got a monkey off your back to be able to get the first win for your hometown team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I said, I remember when I was a younger player and we would win and maybe I didn't play as good or whatever, and I wasn't as happy. But once you win in this league, it's amazing. It's just a great feeling, and you want to do it again. So one win is not going to define anybody. One loss isn't going to define anybody. So you just got to keep moving forward and, like I said, play with the swag that we did today. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mac.
That's Mac Jones, the quarterback of the Jaguars right now. I'm watching a couple games on the big screens over here, and yeah, the Saints just blocked a field goal. The Giants were going to tie it. It's so Giants. The Giants were going to tie it. It's a chip shot field goal, and they blocked it, and that game will be over. It'll be a victory to the Saints. They win 14-11. Giants had a chance to tie it. Meantime, Jason Stevens did kick a 52-yard field goal for the Dolphins at the end of regulation. And so it is 26-all. They're going to overtime with Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. So Giants lose 14-11. Jets and Dolphins getting ready for overtime right now. That was Mac Jones, the Jaguars quarterback. And just talking about, getting the victory, winning the game. He did say one thing that was interesting. He said we got the ball to our best player. Our best player is Brian Thomas Jr. on offense. He's our best player already. So that's what the players said, not us. So interesting there. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from some more players in the locker room. This little kid's got it right. God bless you, you little Jag fan. Oh, hopefully it's not a lifetime of misery. There can be miracles if you believe. I believe in the Jaguars. He's Harry Potter-esque. I love him. I love his innocence. I love his exuberance. I love the little man. I want to know who he is. Send him to me. Let me know. He's a good little man and a good little fan.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brent and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
I've been forecasting the weather for a long time, and no matter where I go, I always get asked the same question.
Hey, Mike, what's the weather going to be like?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, hey, what's the weather going to be like? I don't mind being asked because I always have the answer. Great day for a perfect round of golf. Hey, a little rain later today. So go ahead, ask me.
Hey, Mike, I'm heading out. What's the weather like tonight?
It's the same question, even at home.
Mike Burrish, he's got your weather answer on Action News Jax. Jags Nation, this is the Action Sports Jax postgame show.
There she is. The House of Horrors. Not this year, buddy. Nightmare no more. Jags do get a win. Always good to win up there. Like I said, I've been up there a dozen times. I'm not sure I've seen the Jags win up there. So maybe it's better that I'm not here. Plus I picked the Titans. So that's good. I mushed them. So we got all good things happening from yours truly. Welcome back to the program. It is the Jaguars post-game show. We got scores galore here to get through. Jets and Dolphins currently in overtime. The Vikings. When do we got to start believing in the Vikings? I still don't believe in them, and they're 11-2. Kirk Cousins went up there, and the Vikings just beat the holy heck out of Atlanta. They doubled them up, 42-21. So Atlanta falls to 6-7, and they've lost 3 or 4 in a row. A lot of people are going to be screaming for the rookie quarterback in Atlanta. Philly, ho-hum over Carolina, but Carolina's battling. They battled Philly right to the end. I told you what happened with the Saints and the Giants. Giants had a chance to tie at the end. Field goal blocked. Steelers paid back the Browns for 2 weeks ago with a nice resounding 27-14 victory. And hey, Tampa Bay, I think they're now in the lead in the NFC South. And the Vegas Raiders continue to be El Stinky is what's going on. But here in Jacksonville, we celebrate our 3rd victory of the season. We are now 3-10 on the year. We've got 4 games to go. That's a positive thing, thank goodness. Not a lot. We probably will be, we'll definitely be out of the 1 hole now in the draft order. We have dropped all the way to 5, which is a better position, quite frankly. I know you may think I'm crazy, but it's not like anybody's going to give up a king's ransom for a quarterback this year. Vegas doesn't want to win. The Giants could care less. New England's no good. Carolina's not very good. I don't think the Titans would be ahead of the Jaguars too, quite honestly, because we're both 3-10, I think, unless you're getting that off of something. But in head-to-head, you got it off of something? But, okay, because in head-to-head, I would think, I don't know if head-to-head's it may not be the only tie break, though, so maybe it's overall strength of schedule and et cetera, et cetera. But nonetheless, we went from 1 to 5, which is good. The Jags are going to win a few more games, so they'll be picking, probably in the top 5. I'm not expecting a whole lot from them the rest of the way, but again, that schedule, boy, you watch those Titans today and you go, yeesh, that is a bad football team, man. It is a bad football team. And that's what drives me back to our Jaguars, who were 2-10 going in. I don't know how we're only 2-10. I blame the coaching for a lot of it and the players, Mitch Morse included, who talked with Brent just moments ago.
What's it mean to score the way you guys have in the fourth quarter the last couple of weeks, to keep building and finish at that time of the game?
Yeah, I think, it gave us an opportunity to win the football game this week. And like I said before, our defense just did a fantastic job of keeping us in it. For us, it'll be trying to find a way to start faster. And it's not a one-man thing. There's a bunch of people. Everyone's got their moments. I know I've had my moments a few times, and we'll just see what we can do and try to compound a few wins.
Were you guys better than maybe the scoreboard indicated, though? You're starting on your own 2, you're 11, 18, you're 20.
I mean, that's part of the gig. And, not to be one like a company man, but wherever you are, it's your job as a football player to get yourself in a position to either flip the field or to end up with points.
But I guess, did it feel like you were doing more good things than maybe because you were doing that? You were getting out to midfield, you were flipping the field.
I think that's what you want. You want to give your punter and that, first of all, you want to flip the field if you can and then end up with points and burn some time off the clock and just take a little pressure off that punt. I mean, we saw the one where we didn't. That was a really good job by that punt block team. We got to do, when we have an opportunity to close out a game in the fourth quarter, we got to do that to not put too much stress on other guys. And we're just going to enjoy this and learn from what we can, learn our mistakes, and push forward.
The Dolphins just scored a touchdown on the initial drive of overtime, meaning ball game over. 32-26 is your final score. Tua threw a touchdown to Jonnu Smith from the 10-yard line. So they went right down the field and were able to score. And the Jets fall to 3-10, and they come to Jacksonville next week. So the Jets will go from Miami back to New York, practice for a week, come back down and play in Florida again next week against our Jaguars. We'll get to see Aaron Rodgers, and maybe the Jags could win a home game, which would be nice. Do we have Josh Hines-Allen prepared? Not yet. Okay, we're waiting on Josh Hines-Allen. We'll hear from him. He's worth watching just because of the bling he's got around his neck today. That's got some serious cash in that thing. You got to check that out. So that'll be fun. That's coming up momentarily. But again, the Dolphins. Listen, Dolphins lose that game, and there is no shot at the postseason. So that was a game that they trailed a lot of the game. They came back, kind of a back and forth game, and a much needed victory for them. I think they are 6-7 now, so they will remain in the hunt. And the teams that they're chasing, like the Chargers, they got a tough game with the Chiefs. That's coming up tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. The Dolphins aren't quite dead yet. Buffalo just started their game with the Los Angeles Rams. It's an afternoon game. And the Rams got the ball first, and they are currently driving into Bills territory. But that one just starting out. That's the 4 o'clock game. Back here in Jacksonville, the Jaguars get a victory over the Tennessee Titans. Boy, you don't want to ever take victories lightly. It's hard to win in the NFL, but man, that was a ho-hummer, right? I mean, if we're going to be honest with each other, we keep it real here, right, on the postgame show. We tell it like it is. I mean, it was bad football. A lot of bad football. A lot of bad football. A lot of things go wrong. Jaguars calling timeouts, when they, third play of a drive. I mean, just some stuff there that makes you go, ooh. And then Tennessee would respond with even worse decisions and such, make you wonder what kind of squad they got up there. And two teams that, again, the Titans got rid of a good coach for a bad coach, we're stuck with Doug Pederson right now trying to figure out, are we going to go forward? If you took a fan poll right now, he would be long gone along with Trent Baalke, but that's just the fans. We'll see what Shad Khan does, and we won't see what Shad Khan does until after the season. He obviously is going to give them the full year. And I wouldn't get too swayed by a few wins down the stretch, but Shad Khan might. You just never know. You just never know. But it's tough. It's a tough one. That was a tough one to watch today even if you're a Jags fan. I was going back and forth with you guys on Twitter. I see how it goes. I understand where you're all coming from. It's not a great game. It's not a fun game to watch. 10-6 is a yawner. Lowest score in first half of the year in the NFL. 3-0 Tennessee at the half. Jags score a whopping 10 points and somehow win the game, which is stunning. We played another one like that this year, right? The Vikings. That was a 12-7 game, but we came out on the short end of the stick on that one. So, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take the win, see what happens. But even in victory, it's hard to get real excited because the disappointing year continues. But, you know, maybe a chance for the Jags to win a couple more, get 5 wins, to go 5-12, whatever, and see what happens next year. Again, you start looking ahead to next year, gang. There are so many unanswered questions, including the quarterback. You know, what, when, how are we going to get the best out of Trevor Lawrence? A couple things. One, he's 22-38 as a starter. Now, that's not all his fault. He had to endure Urban Meyer year 1, and he's had to endure the last year and a half of this football team. 2, some of it is his fault. Not all of it, but some of it is his fault. So, 3, we're 4 years into Trevor Lawrence, and none of us ever expected when we drafted this, quote, generational talent out of Clemson that we would be going through what we're going through. So, and when we accelerated in year 2 and made the postseason and then beat the Chargers and then went out and battled the Chiefs, we thought the good times are going to roll, and they didn't. They rolled for another 10 games. We went 8-3, and after that, it went downhill fast. Today, we got up off the ground a little bit. You know, it's not like we're not staggered, but we got up off the ground. Josh Hines-Allen with Brent after the game.
How nice does it feel to be on the right side of it?
It feels great. Obviously, you know, we talked about it earlier in the week, man. You know, playoff berth not there, but, you know, we still have a lot to play for. You know, I'd rather be feeling like this than feeling, you know, sad. So it's like, man, we're going to fight to the end. Great energy today, great composure throughout the whole game, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to build on this.
The last drive for them, I mean, to end it the way you guys did, that's kind of what you've been missing. You just can't make that winning play, yeah. but you did. What does it mean to be on the field?
Picks. Getting picks. So we can look better.
Does it mean something to be on the field during that to win it that way?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I think just throughout the whole game, and I think, you know, defense, there's still places and areas that we can improve on, especially going into next week. We got to do a better job up front as a whole of putting them into passing situations, to making them throw the ball, making them one-dimensional. So moving forward, you know, that's going to be a key emphasis this week, and still communication up front so we can all rush together, rush as one, and get off the field a little bit quicker.
The sack at the end of the half looked like a bunch of pent-up frustration.
Yeah, man, I was trying to stop this run so I can, you know, get right. So, you know, and that is actually, I was like, nobody's going to chip me. So it's kind of like, I was like, oh, I guess so. I guess they believe in their boy, you know. But I talked to him after the game, man. I think he's going to be a heck of a player here in the near future. But, you know, he can get right.
How big of a play was it for Travon down near the goal line? You remember that play on the stopping the run? Remember that? When you guys stopped him on the four downs? No?
It was first and goal at the 4, and it looked like he was going to go in, and Travon.
Hey, no, I don't remember that. Good job, Trey. I watched that on film.
Could you talk a little bit, though, about getting that goal line stand? I mean,
yeah, that was huge.
3 straight incompletions
that was huge.
From the 2.
That was huge.
Were you surprised they tried it, 3 straight passes?
No, I mean, they're trying to win the game. You know, I'm not surprised. You know, I felt like we would have did the same thing offensively, try to get in the end zone. So, but great calls, great communication. I know Foyer was big on communicating the plays and pre-snap. It allowed us to play a little bit faster, and guys in the back end making the plays when the number was being called.
Were you able to turn your head around on the last play and see the ball go off?
Yeah, I wanted them to pick it.
You wanted him to pick it?
Yeah. Miller time. Huge. The that's the expectations that I have for him. I think he's a baller at the end of the day. Excited to see him out there with the opportunities to put on for himself and put on for us. So I'm happy for him, and hopefully he continue to play better.
Like I said, nice bling from Josh Hines-Allen. Guess he wanted to pick it at the end, but he didn't. But the Jags won the game 10-6 and improved to 3-10 on the season. Of course, they are officially eliminated from the postseason. That happened with the victory by the Denver Broncos on Monday night. Tank Bigsby scored the game's only touchdown. He talked to Brent after the game.
How big was the 4th and 1 run for you guys?
That was very big. I feel like that set the tone, and just getting that and getting some points on the board, it was very good.
And then just to finish, it seems like what you guys have been lacking, right? The big play on 3rd down to Brian, and then you finishing the drive. I mean, is that what you guys have been missing in the critical spot?
Yeah, I feel like, me, Brian, all the guys on the team, when we get opportunities to make plays and be in position, that's what we do. Thank God for Brian, thank God for all my teammates and all my brothers, coaches. It just feels so good to win. Y'all just don't know. It's a blessing.
Yeah, is it hard to describe? I mean, what is that sense like? You haven't had that in 6-7 weeks.
How I feel. I forgot how I feel, honestly. It's a great feeling. I seen it on Coach's face. He was so excited. Seen it on the players' face. It's a good feeling to see everybody happy. We work so hard, and it's an amazing opportunity.
Amazing opportunity. Tank Bigsby getting it done, scoring a touchdown today. We go from Tank to Travon. Travon Walker with a good game on the defensive side of the ball. They had to be a good game because they only scored 6 points and never got into the end zone. Here's Travon.
How good does this feel? I think Tank just said. I kind of forgot how it felt like.
Felt great. I wouldn't say forgot how to win, but definitely kind of had to get back in that groove of what it felt like to win. It feels great to win. That was big for us. So we're just trying to go 1-0 every week at this point and keep playing for each other.
How about to do it the way you did it? I mean, you got to shut them down at the end. You stopped them on a 4th and 4 downs earlier in the game. I mean, does it mean it for you guys defensively the way you won the game?
It definitely means something. Just for the simple fact that just because of what our record is, we're not going to go out there and lay down. We still go come out there and have fun amongst each other, and we're going to get the job done. That's what we're going for every week, one week at a time.
On that goal line stand, 1st down, looked like they were about to walk in the end zone, and I mean, you had like I should say AEW for Tony Khan's sake. It looked like a clothesline. What happened on that play?
That was a play. I was a little indecisive on that play. I got a down block from the tackle and just kind of fed up on him. I was about to go inside, play that inside gap, but I kind of how he was running the ball all game. He tried to keep bouncing the ball, be patient, and I just came back and made the play. I feel like that was a big play as well to keep him from going 10-0 swing.
Does this game showcase what you got, how much you guys have still been grinding through all this?
Most definitely. I feel like that's every week. Most of the games that we've lost been within, like we say, six points or whatever. It was only 3 games to where it was just out of our hands. So that just goes to show you that we definitely have the players in place. We just have to keep going and finish. That was the main thing today, what we did. We finished.
That's Travon Walker. Liv for the 18th time. Is there anybody left or are we done? Okay, she's not talking to me. Never mind. Okay. How many do we have anybody left, Brian? Huh? Okay. All right, so the Jags get the victory. It's live TV, baby, or live stream. It's all good. Jaguars get the victory 10-6 is your final score. They improved to 3-10. It wasn't pretty. In fact, it was downright ugly, but you know what? So be it. We'll take the victory at this point. When you're losing game after game after game, flash up the schedule for me one more time if you guys don't mind. And we'll take a look at that, and we'll wrap this thing up. So here it is. and we take a look at it. And let's see. We'll put the W up on the Titans later tonight. And so we got the Jets, the Raiders, the Titans, and the Colts. And that's after, gosh, we haven't won since jolly old London in mid-October. So think about it that way. Here are 2 wins until today. We lost to the Packers, the Eagles, the Vikings, the Lions, the Texans. Now today we get the green W today, so that's a positive thing going forward. All right, we were talking before all the player interviews about looking ahead a little bit, trying to figure out what the Jags are going to do going forward. And we're trying to see these young players. And listen, I know Doug Pederson's sort of against that, but you got to find out what you got. You got to figure out what you're going to have going forward, who can help this team next year, because there's no more this year, right? This year's done. So we didn't get a lot from Parker Washington today. We didn't. I'd like to see more of Brenton Strange. Every time I look up, he's making a play. 1 catch today, 21 yards, never heard from him again. Now, maybe they try to target him. Maybe he's not making the plays. I don't know. But it does seem like he gets the ball down the field a little bit for a tight end. So that's a positive. But, again, I don't know. They've got to make decisions on the front of the offensive line. They really need a road grader, a guy who can really help them run the football. This team cannot run the football. We've been in the low 20s all year, 25th, 26th, 27th, running the football, and we can't run it. We cannot run it. So, anyway, we'll have to see how that goes going forward. Will Brendan Sheriff be back? Mitch Morse is be under contract. Ezra Cleveland, free agent. Walker Little just signed. Anton Harrison, young player, didn't play today, by the way. So that front 5, it's got to be sorted out and determined. What are they going to do with the ground game? What are you going to do with ETN? What are you going to do with Tank Bigsby? Do you still need another running back? Could you use another running back? Will ETN be here next year? I think those remain to be seen. And then on the defense, major overhaul. I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to assume, it's probably wrong of me, and it makes an ass out of you and me, but I'm going to assume, let's say for a second, that there are new coaches. This defense took a major step back this year. Now, again, saying this today isn't fair because they played well today. Give them credit. I give them credit. But going forward, they only have 2 guys who can sack quarterbacks, Travon Walker, Josh Hines-Allen. It's been that way for 3 years around here. Every year we ask for a pass rusher. Every year we don't get one. Don't ask me why. So they've got to find somebody there. The interior of the defensive line must get better. The only guy who played well today for the Titans on offense was Pollard at 100 yards rushing. Okay, ran up the middle through the interior of the defensive line. So I have to figure that out. Where are you with Foye Oluokun? Where are you with Devin Lloyd? And then the secondary, besides Tyson Campbell, to me, everybody should be up for grabs. All right, we're out of time. Appreciate you hanging out with us on the postgame show. Jags win today. We're back tonight. Action Sports Jags prime time, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Jags Report live tomorrow from the news strings out at the beach. Should be a lot of fun. I'll be there. So will Stuart Weber. Brent Martineau with the day off. He was last seen running down the streets in Broadway in Nashville screaming, "Jaguars win, Jaguars win."
Jags Nation, thanks for watching the Action Sports Jags postgame show.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices or pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
It's hard to put a price on comfort, especially when you use that comfort on a daily basis. But if we're gonna put a price on it, how does the lowest price guaranteed sound? Furniture Source is gonna have the biggest brands, whether it's Ashley, Casper, or Tempur-Pedic, and once again, it's gonna be the guaranteed lowest price in Jacksonville. Right now, my friends at Furniture Source are gonna give you the ultimate hookup because all month long, they're making their inventory wholesale price. Check out their markdowns up to 50% off. And remember, since it's Furniture Source, you're getting the guaranteed lowest prices in Florida or your money back. Don't have the cash on you right now? It's no worry. Shop endless options to suit your style and budget and enjoy 36 months off with no interest financing. Why use your money when you can use theirs? Whether it's beds, couches, tables, or chairs, Furniture Source is going to have exactly what you're looking for. Shop the lowest prices in Jacksonville guaranteed. Find the location nearest you at FurnitureSourceJacks.com.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
For the game day hustle and every day in between. Juggling my show, Jag Social, to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242. You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing. Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Right now, get 10% off any residential job of $500 or more. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.